folks, welcome to Calvin's Got Game. First of all, let me start out by, hey, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications when new videos come out. And if you like this channel, you can go to Patreon. I have a Patreon account. It'll be listed below in the description. If you'd like to support this channel, it would be great. I sure would appreciate it. Now, a while back, I did a top 10 hard cooperative board games. Now, not hard as in complicated, but hard as in hard to beat. And so I did that when you go check it out on my channel. But it's 10 hard cooperative board games. And so a viewer, a subscriber said, hey, I would like to know your top 10 favorite cooperative board games. So that's what I'm going to do for you today, is tell you my top 10 favorite cooperative board games. But before I get to number 10, I have about 5 honorable mentions because these games are so good. It was really hard to make this list, to place them on here somewhere. And one of them is kind of maybe not completely cooperative, so it's kind of a caveat there. But some of the honorable mentions are Flashpoint Fire Rescue. Absolutely love this game, where you're being a fireman going through and putting out fires and rescuing people. Great game. Zombicide Black Plague. I haven't played this one in a while, but I really enjoy playing it when I get it to the table. I love that when you walk into a room, you don't know what's there. Zombies just appear. They come out of nowhere. So it's kind of that fog of war kind of thing. You really don't know what you're going to come up against. I really enjoy Zombicide Black Plague. Escape from 100 Million BC. Now this one's a really good game. Doesn't get a lot of love. Haven't heard a lot of people talk about it, but your time machine had broken all apart, and you're discovering these tiles on the board, and you're flipping them over. You may discover a dinosaur that's chasing you. All kinds of things that can happen. You're trying to get all the pieces of the time machine before the volcano erupts or something to that effect. But I really enjoy it. And you have all these people coming from, because when you came through the time continuum or time deal, you created a rift. And these people from history are coming into this rift, and you've got to get them back to where they came from, along with collecting all the pieces to the time machine. Such a fabulous game. I really enjoy it. That's Escape from 100 Million BC. Then Pandemic, the grail of cooperative games, right? Everybody knows Pandemic. I love Pandemic. I played Pandemic Legacy Season 1. The only problem with Legacy games for me is getting people to the table and stay there, to come back week after week after week. Even though the game is absolutely great, people have lives and things happen, so can't always get it to the table. And then The Initiative. If you've never played The Initiative, this one here, you're working together, it's almost like a group of kids, but you're trying to figure out the mystery of what's going on. There's a key or something that's happening. Such a great, fun game with these good puzzles. And if you're listening close to the story and you're getting things out of this house, turning over clues, getting certain things, and you got to discover what the word is on this. I almost call it like Wheel of Fortune. When you're collecting a symbol, you get to do that letter, so you know what that letter is, and you can solve the puzzle, I guess, if you want to call it that. And then if everybody is in consensus, hey, that's what we believe it is, you can solve it a little earlier, whatever, and that'll be your clue to move on to do other things. Really enjoy The Initiative. All right, let's get to my top 10 favorite board games of all time. These are probably, I don't know if they'll always stay this way, but they are right now my top 10 favorite cooperative board games. Number 10 is Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. I enjoy Jaws of the Lion probably a little better than I do the big box Gloomhaven, because everything's provided in the book. You don't have all these tiles you have to spread out, and 15,000 monsters you got to try to dig up and find, and all these things. Although there are quite a few in the box, it's still not as huge as Gloomhaven. I find that I can get it to the table better than I can the larger Gloomhaven. Also, I love the card aspect of it. You get to do one top action and one bottom action. of the cards you play. I absolutely love that. And that the cards are your life. So you got to be careful when to take a rest, when not to take a rest, and things that you're doing, and trying to get everything together so that you're making the best choices you can in Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. That's my number 10. Number 9 is Eldritch Horror. Eldritch Horror is such a great game. I hear a lot of people say they don't care for it too much, but I enjoy it a lot, where you're going around Arkham and you're traveling all over the continent. It's really not just in Arkham, but it's not the world kind of thing like Arkham Horror. Eldritch Horror is just so good. And the theme stays together because you're fighting a certain monster. It has its own deck, and that deck has the theme to the deal. Now, there are some things that kind of are a little wonky. The little experience you have in the city and the town or whatever that you're doing, the desert, or if you're just wherever, and you draw those little side kind of things. But most of the time, the monsters match really well what's going on. Absolutely love Eldritch Horror. That's my number 9. Number 8 is Black Orchestra. Black Orchestra is a game in where you're trying to kill Hitler. You're trying to get a plot to kill Hitler. And as you're doing that, once you have a plot, you got to gather the things that you need to carry it out. Now, as you're going, Hitler's getting stronger and stronger in the very first part of the game. So, getting to him early to try to pull off that assassination plot might be a little difficult. But if you can, and you roll the dice and get what you need, it is just a fabulous feeling when you get it done. I really like this game. His top leaders are always moving around the board, and if you're at the start of your turn with one of those, then you're going to pay a penalty for something. Something's going to happen to you. But I really enjoy Black Orchestra. That's why it's my number 8. Number 7, Robinson Crusoe's Adventure on the Cursed Island. This one was on my hardest board game list, cooperative board game list. But this game is fantastic as well. You're discovering things, your worker placement, the decisions you make on the cards you draw could come back and bite you later or come back and help you later. So making those decisions, working together to get wood and food and build that first bonfire adventure. You're trying to build this huge bonfire so you can be rescued. I don't think I've ever won. I got close once, and I think I might have cheated to do that, but I got close, but I've never won. So, Robinson Crusoe, my number 7, Adventures on the Cursed Island, fabulous. Number 6 is Atlantis Rising, the second edition. It is such a great game. You have this like starfish looking thing, of land going out in like a starfish shape. And you're trying to build this machine to help raise Atlantis. And as you're going, parts of Atlantis are sinking. And if your people are on there, then they sink and they have to, you get them back but don't get to perform any actions. That's terrible because you have to perform actions in this game to be able to get resources to buy the parts that you need to build this mechanism, machine, whatever it is. This game is so much fun. I've actually won this one. I enjoy it thoroughly. It's one of those games, the components are just absolutely wonderful. It's just one of those games you want to play again. If you lose, you just want to start playing it right again so that you might can win the next time. But I think how the tiles flip over, everything comes together, putting your workers out. And you can put multiple workers on there, do it a couple times or whatever. But everybody's going to put their workers out, gather the resources, do what they need to do, and hope that the place you went to isn't the one flooding it this term. So, fabulous game. If you haven't ever played it, Atlantis Rising, give it a shot. I think if you're a cooperative game person who likes those games, I think that one's for you. My number 6 is Atlantis Rising. Number 5. Now, I love the legendary counter systems. I like Marvel Legendary. I like the Predator one. And I've recently acquired the alien deck building game. The Legendary Encounters alien deck building. Guys, I enjoy the theme of the alien one probably better than I do Predator, and probably more than I do the Marvel one. I like Marvel, don't have anything against it, but I really enjoy the tenseness of the alien deck. You know, getting that face hugger and putting that chest burster in your deck, and if you draw it, it's over. It's game over for you. So doing the things, and it plays out each movie, which I absolutely like. I had to go back and watch some of the movies so my wife would understand. I don't think she'd ever seen them, so it's not her cup of tea, but she watched them with me, and so she kind of understood the characters in the movie at that time and what was going on, so that helped her enjoy the game a little better. Now, do you have to see the movies to enjoy the game? Absolutely not. But I think it might help, because then you can identify with the characters and know what's going on. I enjoyed this game tremendously. That's why Legendary Encounters, the alien deck building game, is my number 5. And number 4 is Betrayal at House on the Hill. Betrayal at House on the Hill, it's been one of my favorites for a long time. Now, this one's the one I gave the caveat on, that it's kind of a cooperative game, but then it turns at the very end or somewhere in the middle to where it's a one versus all game. Sometimes it's cooperative. Even if you do that, there is a cooperative couple scenarios in there, but most of the time it's one versus all at that point. But I still think this is a cooperative game, because the rest of you are trying to work together against that one person. So Betrayal at House on the Hill, you're building out this house, trying to go around and do certain things. This house has got some weird stuff going on. The walls are bleeding, ghosts coming out of mirrors, all kinds of things happening. Skulls talking to you. And you'll get these omens, and you have to do a haunt roll. And there's 50 different endings to this game, which makes it such a good... Now, they're quirky at times. You have to house rule a few things, some of those ones in the base game. But Widow's Walk, I think, did a better job trying to correct some of that. So if you buy the expansion Widow's Walk, it has 50 more different endings. Guys, Betrayal at House on the Hill, it's been one of my favorites for a long time. And if you've watched this channel, you know that. So being number 4, a lot of people would say, why ain't this your number 1? But I think being number 4 and not being able to get it to the table as much as I want, because you got to have more players. And right now, with things going on, it's just me and my wife a lot of times playing some of these board games. So it's not too fun just having, me and her play Betrayal at House on the Hill. So it is a good game for about 4 players and up. I think you'll have a fabulous time with it. If you've never played Betrayal at House on the Hill, I suggest you take a look at it, because I think you'll enjoy it. My number 3 cooperative game. It says it's cooperative, but you can play it different ways. You can play it cooperatively, you can play it competitively, or you can play it in teams, or you can play one versus all. And that's Room 25. Room 25 is such... I love this game. Me and my game group play this, and we have such a blast when we play it, because it has so many aspects of, you can push somebody, you can move the tiles around, and you're trying to find an exit. And the exit is in somewhere in 9 tiles, and they're usually around, it's always around one of the corners. So there's 9 tiles that it possibly could be, and you're trying to find these, but yet sometimes you don't know if you're playing it in the one versus all or the team mode. You don't know who's on your team and who's not. You guys are a bunch of convicts trying to get out of this maze, this cube, if you will, a board shaped like a cube, and you're trying to find the exit and slide it to where you're out of the cube or the room. And it's just such a fun game. Tense. If you don't know who the bad guy is, or if you're all playing cooperatively, even because there's a timer, and playing it cooperatively, if you don't beat it by the time's up, then you all lose. But Room 25, my number 3, fabulous game. Number 2 is a really new game, and it just clicked with me when I got it. It's called The Night Cage. The Night Cage, you are prisoners again, or in this, I don't know what situation you're in, but the people on the box look like they've been just starved to death. They're just skin and bone. They're trying to get out of this. It's dark and all they have is a candle. And you can only see the tiles that you're on and the ones around you if there's an opening to those tiles. And I think the theme of that with these wax eaters that come out that try to eat the wax from your candle so your candle's burning faster. I think it is such an awesome game. There's just something about it that just really intrigues me about this game. It's got great components. The metal keys, it actually has these little candles about this tall that light up, and when your light goes out, you turn your light off, and you can relight the light. If you're next to another person whose candle is lit, it'll light up. So this game, you're trying to find a way out of this dark corridor maze thing. It's just good. I don't know how else to say it, but the Night Cage, fabulous game. If you've never played it or want to play it, find somebody that owns it, buy it. I think you'll enjoy it. It is fully cooperative. There's no hidden traitor, no one versus all, none of that. Everybody's trying to get out. And to get out, everybody has to have a little metal key, and they have to all be on the exit at the same time. It's difficult. I haven't won it yet. Come close once, but haven't won it. Absolutely enjoy this game. And I can play it with 2 players. My wife and I can play it. I played it with 2 players, most of it. I don't think I played it over 2 players yet, but I hope to. This game is fabulous. Number 2, the Night Cage. My number 1 is Legends of Andor. Legends of Andor is a game that I enjoy. I got to play. I play it with my wife and my son. I haven't played it in a while, but Legends of Andor is one of those games to where you're going out to do certain things in the scenario, and you might have help from Prince so-and-so, whoever he is. I can't remember right now. But each time you kill a monster, you're progressing the track. And if you get to the end of the track, the game's over. So you're trying not to kill monsters too fast. This ain't just go through and slash. It's kind of about reasoning. But also, you can't have too many monsters hit the castle. So it's one of these pick and choose. Do I kill this monster or I let him hit the castle? Because you can have so many hits to the castle before it gets overrun. So it's kind of a choice thing. You've got to make these choices. And the scenarios are really nice. I just enjoy it. It's very thematic. I bought some expansions for it, so I'm excited to play those. Guys, I think Legends of Andor is such a great game. The components are nice. It has little miniatures. Or standees. I think it has standees. But they're still wonderful. Everything looks great on the board. The things that you're doing all connects. It's just not some theme slapped on. It's actually a good game with the good scenarios and great theme. Guys, I love Legends of Andor. That's why it's my number 1. Well, guys, that's my top 10 favorite board games with about 5 games as honorable mentions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications when new videos come out. I hope to get more going. It's been busy for me. So I'm trying to get videos made, trying to get them put in and loaded up so I can put them out faster. Guys, I appreciate your support. If you want to support this channel, you can always do it on Patreon. I sure would appreciate it. And as always, I tell you, get a board game to the table. Spend time with friends and family. And I thank you for watching Calvin's Guide Game.